everyone. Welcome to Youvah. I am Ayushi, your social media mentor, and today we are back with another lesson regarding portfolios. Today we are going to learn that what exactly is a portfolio, what exactly is included in the portfolio, and most importantly, why do you want a portfolio, right? So you're learning all these topics of social media. You're learning it to possibly get an internship or to do freelancing, or possibly you're exploring a career in the field of digital marketing, right? But having just a mere resume is not going to help you with getting good amount of clients, right? There is something that you need to do very differently from all other people that are doing. Imagine right now there are possibly like 100 people watching this particular video at a time, right? Everybody is learning the same thing, everybody is implementing the same things, right? The creativity is something which is very different, right? So everybody will get a certification from you that okay, you have done this particular course, right? But what is after that? What exactly would you be needing after that? You need some edge from those other people that is going to help you set apart, right? So that is when portfolio comes into picture, which basically tells a whole story of you, that let's say how Ayushi is a social media marketer, how Ayushi is as a social media marketer, what is the story of her, what is the kind of clients she has worked with, and if she has worked with a particular client, what is the kind of work she has done, right? Did the client appreciated her work enough or not, right? That is something that portfolio is going to talk about in depth, in detail. And trust me, if you have a portfolio with you, cold emailing is something that becomes very easy for you to get more clients. All right, so I'm going to be telling you all that you have to do to make a portfolio. All right, so just grab some water, just grab your notes, and we're going to learn everything one by one. All right, so firstly, portfolio by definition itself, let me just first clarify a difference between a resume and a portfolio. So resume is something which is one pager that you have. It basically talks about all your professional achievements. Also it talks about your professional qualifications, the works that you have done, right? Everything that you put on your resume, you need a proof of that, a certification, possibly a LOR, possibly, to justify all the work that you have done so far. All right, when I talk about portfolio, there is no limit to the length of it, right? You can have it in a website form, you can have it in a document, you can have a PDF of it, anything, any way that you like. All right, and also there is no restriction that it should be fully professional. It could be a blend of personal and professional both as well. All right, so let's learn as to how do you develop a portfolio now. As I told you, it could be in any form. The need is very, very clear to you that you need a edge to actually, separate you from your competitors, to set you apart, right? That is why you need a portfolio. Now, where do you make a portfolio? Either you can have like a website of your own. Website can easily be made on Canva. If you're not aware about it, don't worry. I'll tell you how do you make that using Canva as well. And you can make a PDF also on Canva. Now, one very good thing about Canva for the people who already use it for assignment purposes is that there are a lot of built-in templates that is already available. You don't have to do too much into it as well, right? It's just very easy to go with, right? And you can just insert all the details, all the frames that you want, and you can just mix match up and you will be good to go, right? Then certain steps that you have to take before you start working onto your portfolio. Sit with yourself, right? If this is in case of the people who have done some work, right? By done some work doesn't mean necessarily an internship. Anything that you have done to explore something, either you have done work for you, either just for a friend to just help them out. Think that what is the work that you have done that can be connected to marketing, or is something that is being complementary to marketing. For example, if you have done content writing also, that is also something that complements marketing here, right? So think of all the works that you have done so far, list it all down over there. All right, think of what is the skills that they have made you achieve as well. All right, then highlight the kind of goals that you achieved for your clients. For example, if they promised them 5k, did you got them the 5k revenue, or did you get them the 5k followers or not, right? If you have run an advertisement for your clients, what does the metric says about you? Were you able to deliver the best possible results regarding the same or not, right? That is something that you will be looking into very deeply. Okay, now again I'm reiterating, it doesn't have to be that have you worked with a client or not, have you worked with an agency or not. If you've worked for your parents, for their business, just for yourself to grow your own page as well, it would really work fine. Okay, then comes what was your role into it. Okay, you posted something, you did that. What was your role? What did they hire you for, right? What exactly did you help them out with? That is something that you will justify over there, right? And then obviously, if you are giving them a portfolio, if you're talking a lot about the work that you have done, you have to showcase that work also, right? Resume, there is no option to showcase your work. Portfolio, there are spaces and spaces to showcase your work. So take a help of that and show your work very visually in a very appealing manner. All right. Now, again, the another thing that comes into picture is that if you're inserting a picture, not writing anything about it, what does that picture mean? What does it basically implies? Where did you have used this particular strategy? It's not going to mean anything to me. So whenever you're stating something, whenever you're talking about something, please set a very clear tone as to what is the context behind that particular picture is. What was your goal with this particular strategy, so that the person who is viewing your portfolio is able to judge that did you reach or not. And don't worry if you're not able to reach also. People usually right now, if they're hiring you, especially of the younger people who are not paying you that high of a cost, what they look for is that if you say something to this particular intern, would they work this particular thing out in a proper manner or not, right? So they are not looking essentially for leaders and everything. So that is one thing that you're sorted from your side. But again, if they are in need of that, then you should be knowing a context of each and everything and how do you handle those as well. All right. Then come organizing your portfolio. So it should not be like contact information first, then comes the about me section at last, and then comes the skills at the very second, and then comes your work at the very last. It should not be that way. There should be a proper sequence attached to it. That is something that you should really be working towards, right? The sequence could be, just you having a particular image, right? A sequence could be just, starting with an about me section of yourself. Then, you're talking about your work, right? Then you will be moving towards some other thing. But whatever that you do, make sure it makes sense. There is some logic behind it. All right. Then comes testimonials. It's very important. It's a very essential part of a portfolio. Guys, if you work somewhere, try to get the testimonials from those people, right? Especially, let's say, any sort of clients that you've worked with. Let's say you guys worked for Youvah. Ask them that, hey sir, can we get a testimonial from your side, right? If you have generally worked for them, they will have no hesitation in providing you with that. All right. Then comes keep it updated. So make sure that your portfolio is something that you're frequently updating. It's not something that you're updating once a year, twice a year, right? Because all the changes and everything, all the things that you have learned, it should also reflect onto your portfolio, because that will be a major source of income, right? So everything needs to be very, very clear on that part. Now, if I talk about what exactly needs to be included in a portfolio, so there are a few essential things. So I've just listed it down, and later I've explained what those essential things are, right? First one is an about me section. You have to talk about yourself. Who exactly are you? What is the things that you like? So you have to mention, right, this particular thing. Then what is the service condition? What is something that you're hiring them for? Is it just because you want internet from their phone? Is it just because you want a neighbor or like your maid or something, right? What is the reason that you went with ahead with this, right? Then comes throwback pictures. So whenever you are putting up a throwback pictures and everything, make sure that all the possible details of the client has been showcased before as well. Testimonials and everything, regarding that throwback pictures also has been posted or not, right? Then comes work samples. So if your client has have given you some photos and references, you can put that up. Otherwise, you have to take some from the internet or possibly from some store shops to make a collage out of it and to talk about it. All right. Then comes bio optimization. So if you have helped somebody help with their bio, write an engaging and effective call to actions in that bio, you can mention that. All right. Then comes your writing samples, writing blog. If you have done any of that work, please do mention it. Your analytics, social media analytics. If you have done these things, very good. Go ahead with it. Put it into your portfolio. All right. And lastly, and at the very least, don't forget your contact me page, because it's very, very gonna be very important for you. All right. Now let's just talk about in every section what are the things that is going to be there. All right. So first is an about me section, which is going to be all about you telling the particular client that who are you, how can you help them they grow their business, how did you got the contacts, not directly but just stating it very subtly. That is something that is going to be really helpful and resourceful for you, right? Then comes your thinking, right? So think about the work that you have done firstly, and then talk about the work that you have done. So even let's say possibly might not all the works be on pen and paper. There could be some roles where you have taken a leadership position and figure things out for your brand and company. So mention that also into your portfolio. And the last thing that comes into my mind is why exactly a person needs your services. You write a message for them that, hey, why do you need me? Here's a message for you, that this is the very reason why you need me. Then comes primary services. So people usually generally go for primary and secondary services. You can choose to go for one as well, right? It doesn't matter anymore. Okay. So the first thing is advertisement and campaigns, right? So if you're somebody who can run a campaign, please do talk about it in your portfolio that, hey, you can run a particular piece of campaign. If you're good with social media optimization, let's say not too good with ads and everything, if you're just good with, let's say, posting, if you're good with, highlights and everything, then a good Instagram post it would be called. Then comes your complete story, like complete social media management. So social media is a very, very vast topic. If I combine it with digital marketing, it's a very vast topic in altogether, right? So it's not easy for a person to judge that, okay, this is what the topic is all about, right? So then what happens is that you have to figure out that how would you work ahead with this. Okay, so you have to make sure that all the piece of content is relevant, right? All the things you're mentioning over there. Okay, then comes organic growth strategy. So that is something that you'll be focusing on, organic growth. Then comes content based services. So here you will focus on community building and all those things. And then comes the project specific strategy. So this is something that you figure out with your clients actually at the very, very end of it, that hey, how would you like to go ahead with me? So usually they might say that, okay, let's go ahead with you for a month, and then possibly they might switch or something, right? So be ready with that particular strategy as well. So again, what I did was I listed the primary services in detail, in depth, so that you can just take a screenshot or just download it, whatever would you like to do, right? And then you can just take it, just mention that in that particular category, what is the subcategories that you're following over here. All right, so that is something that's very doable. Then comes your again a detail of your work as well, like content marketing, email marketing, and all those things. Then comes the sample of your work. So what is the kind of work you have done? What is the kind of carousel post that you made? If not carousel, what is the kind of normal post you made, the reels you made, the videos you made, the client would like to know about on that, right? So you need a sample post for that. Then comes the result into the picture. So if you are somebody who was hired for advertisement and all those things, then you will be, you would need this particular thing, because this is going to help you a lot, right? So whenever you start working with a client now, and they say that, okay, we are hiring you for this particular reason, mostly every goal they choose will involve growing an audience, and which automatically will lead to increase in a follower, right? So whenever you start a strategy with that particular person, click the pictures of the previous insights as well, right? If you click the previous insights, which is going to be really helpful for you to actually see the growth you have made in that particular organization, or with the whatever resources that you have learned so far. So you will be able to gauge that, okay, is my things working or not? Okay, so if I talk about email marketing and the email samples, now this is something that need to be done by everyone, right? You can, if you are somebody who have extra knack for these things, then you can add it as a sample, right? It's gonna be really good if you add that, because let's say everybody is talking about social media marketing, they'll be putting up a lot of Instagram posts and all those things. Some additional thing that if you want to represent you, then you can move for email sequences, reel edit, and all those things, video editing also, right? So this is something that's going to set you apart from other people. Now emails, all these reels might be taking a lot of time, because you need to know video editing and everything, but with writing part of it, you have a chat GPT, you have AI to help you out with it, right? So I would highly suggest that write a very good email sequence as well. There's an email marketing class also that is coming into picture. So once you learn a very good email and how to draft very good ones, try to have at least that into your resume, and have into your portfolio. Then comes testimonials. So I want to know that you did a work, and how was the work, and I would like to know about it from whom? Your client, right? And I cannot go directly reach out to your client, because I might not be having details of your clients. So I would like to know that what was your uniqueness, right? So that is when your testimonial is going to be really, really helpful for me, so that I can go through the testimonials, I can see what exactly the client liked about you, what is the words they've spoken about you, right? And I can just directly see your reviews there, right? So those testimonials will really work out. Then comes contact information. Last and not the least, you have to put your contact information. So put your social media. If you are somebody who is a very public person, then you can put your official social medias as well. Also post your official email ID, right? And your phone number. Just in case a person who liked your portfolio would like to reach out to you, then they would be needing all these particular details over there. All right. Then if I talk about few more things, okay, it's very important for you to know. Whatever the things that I have told is specifically was more oriented towards people who already have work experience. So when I was saying all those things, you might have felt like, okay, why am I saying all those things? I don't have work experience. Why should I listen to it, right? It's not going to be helpful for me. My portfolio will go blank, right? This might be the thought that might be crossing your mind, right? And if that was the case, then don't worry about it. All right. So I'm going to tell you that even if you don't have any work experience, how do you get a work experience, right? So first thing is that, you figure out relatives, you figure out the friends who are in dire need of a social media marketer. If they started a particular venture, there's a high possibility that they need a social media marketer over there, right? So try to pitch to those people that, hey, it's your business, I can work for free 15 days or 1 month, and after that I will be charging a very decent a decent amount for that, right? So you can also mention these things as well. Okay. Then the second thing is that if you are always interested into starting something like content creation and everything, you are really very curious on that, then try to start blogging yourself, try try to record your journey so far, right? You can choose any niche account. You can choose related to music, dancing, singing, acting, right? Anything that you can choose, and you can just start to create content over there. And as you create a content over there, try to boost those posts as well, try to engage with those posts as well, right? So once you do it for your own company, or once you do it for your own personal brand, that is when you will get a fair idea as to what exactly it looked like. All right. And the third is a very lazy way of doing things, which I suggest a lot of people to do because they're not able to give a lot of time to the course. The third way is basically to grab a copy or something and just start working on the work samples, right? So work samples, what do I mean by work samples is that let's say you're working with Youvah. So you know what is the color of Youvah, you know what is the logo of the Youvah, what is the mission vision of Youvah. You can just go on the website and check it as well, right? After knowing all these things, right, what is something that you as a brand would like, create, right? What is something that you as an individual would create for that particular brand? That is something you should be mentioning into your portfolio. Now, one case scenario will going to happen that the person might think that, okay, you're a part of a social media team for Youvah, but that should not be the case. They should not think that way also. So what you will have to do from here is that just to mention that if you were a social media marketer or something, then I think it's going to be okay. Then there are some portfolios that I would like you to see. So it's a portfolio of Ayushi, which she has created very beautifully. The first page is really beautiful. She has talked about a little bit of herself. Then she has mentioned primary services of hers. If you see, she has not mentioned much of the services also. Okay. Then comes sample paperwork. So in work samples, what you put is that you're going to put all your details regarding what is the kind of work that you have done for those particular clients, and all the details will be put accordingly, right? Before you created that particular work, you might have created some sort of calendars as well, right? You can put those things up as well. You can put up pictures also of the post that you posted as well, right? All these things can be posted over here, right? Even so that you can post a before and after picture of yourself as well, and the client's work as well, right? It depends on what is the kind of clients that you're working with. Also, you can post the certifications as well, like education, extracurriculars. All those things is something that you should be posting out on. Okay. Now again, this is another portfolio of one of the other students, which is Alikya. Now with Alikya's portfolio, there's a different case. She has a lot of experience, but she was not able to structure her sentences really, really well, right? So though I really like the first picture, how she presented herself and everything beautiful, the second one looks a little dull on the other hand, right? There are a lot of mix and match that is happening over there, right? So that is something that could be avoided, right? And then comes here before and after picture. So the before picture looks better than the after picture. So that is something that could be avoided. Planners and everything, other pictures are there. So any other post that you've created, you can just put all those things over there. Then comes your previous work that you have done. So what is the internships that you have done? You can mention all the internships possible, but don't bombard yourself with a lot of internships. There's 10 works that this particular girl has done, right? So try to do very good quality of internship. That is something that matters a lot. All right. Then comes the IRIC event. So another like picture for the later on, key whatever the work that you have done, whatever the interactions that you're having and everything, just try to record those things over here. All right, and just take a snapshot of it, and there are few more details, few more achievements she has achieved, so you can just mention on that as well. All right. Then comes another portfolio, which is of Sneha. Now Sneha opted for the other strategy that you remember if I told you that start something of your own, right? Be a finance page, be a law page, be any page for that matter. Start something of your own. As soon as you start something, you will start growing, you might notice, right? So what you have to do from your end is that just create content, consistently create content, right? After that, what is going to happen? Whatever the work that you've put up over there, you will be able to put it into your portfolio as well, right? Then comes your explanation that what exactly did you work on, right? Then comes your certifications. Okay, then comes some other achievements that is done from your side, and then the certifications that you have done from your side, that what is the work that you have done so far, everything that is something that you're going to be mentioning over here. And one more thing before we exit on this particular course, there's one more thing that you should push up is basically the services that you provide. So very rare are the freelancers where I have seen that they don't talk about their services very bluntly, right? So whatever services are, you cannot possibly be on all the social media platforms. It's not possible physically also, right? So just make sure that at least just one or two platforms is something you're choosing, and you're creating content just for those platforms over there. All right. So with this, we are come to an end towards portfolio building. What exactly does it entitle, what does it contain, and everything. I'm going to see you in the next class. Thank you so much.